Drinking water too quickly, the morning ritual that quietly overwhelms your body. A moment of reflection, why we drink water in the morning. Imagine this. It's early morning, and the world outside your window is still wrapped in a soft, golden haze. The sun is just beginning its ascent, painting streaks of light across the sky. You wake up, stretch gently, feeling the creaks and groans of your body as it transitions from rest to wakefulness. Your throat feels dry, your mouth slightly parched, a gentle reminder that your body has been fasting for hours while you slept. Instinctively, you shuffle to the kitchen or reach for the glass of water sitting patiently on your nightstand. As the cool liquid touches your lips, there's an immediate sense of relief. You think, this is healthy. This is good for me. And you're right, at least in theory. Staying hydrated is one of the simplest yet most profound acts of self-care we can offer our bodies. But here's the catch. What if the way you drink water in the morning, something so seemingly innocuous, is actually doing more harm than good? For many seniors, drinking water too quickly first thing in the morning is a habit rooted in routine, not awareness. It's easy to understand why. It feels refreshing, it jumpstarts the day, and it's often touted as a cornerstone of wellness. Yet, beneath this well-meaning act lies a subtle danger that could be quietly stressing your heart, disrupting your digestion, and leaving you feeling worse instead of better. Let's dive deeper into why this happens, and how small changes can make a monumental difference. The physiology of hydration. What happens when you guzzle water? To truly grasp the impact of guzzling water too fast, let's take a moment to marvel at the complexity of your body. Think of it as a finely tuned orchestra, with every organ playing its part in perfect harmony. Now imagine pouring gallons of water onto delicate instruments without giving them time to adjust. Chaos ensues, doesn't it? Similarly, when you flood your system with water all at once, especially after lying flat for hours, your body scrambles to recalibrate, a process that becomes increasingly challenging as we age. Here's the science behind it. After a full night's sleep, your body is in a state of mild dehydration. Your cells are thirsty, your blood volume is slightly reduced, and your digestive system is operating at a slower pace. When you chug a large glass of water, your stomach suddenly receives a surge of fluid it wasn't prepared for. For younger individuals, this might not pose much of a problem. Their robust systems can handle the influx with ease. However, for seniors, whose organs function at a gentler rhythm, the consequences can be far-reaching. Consider your kidneys, those tireless filters working around the clock to keep your bloodstream clean. They rely on a steady flow of fluids to perform their job effectively. When you overload them with water too quickly, they struggle to process the sudden influx. This can lead to electrolyte imbalances, particularly a drop in sodium levels, a condition known as hyponatremia. Symptoms include dizziness, fatigue, nausea, and even confusion. While these effects may seem minor at first, over time, they can compound, putting unnecessary strain on your already delicate system. But the story doesn't end with your kidneys. Your cardiovascular system also bears the brunt of rapid hydration. Picture your heart, a muscular powerhouse that pumps life-giving blood throughout your body. As we age, our hearts become more sensitive to fluctuations in blood pressure. Gulping water too fast can cause a sudden drop in blood pressure, leading to lightheadedness or even fainting spells. This phenomenon, known as postural hypotension, occurs when the sudden influx of water dilutes the blood plasma, making it harder for your heart to maintain adequate circulation. And then there's your digestive tract, which plays a crucial role in how your body absorbs nutrients and eliminates waste. When you drink water too quickly, your stomach empties faster than usual, sending a rush of liquid into your intestines before they're ready to process it. This can trigger bloating, cramping, and discomfort, all unwelcome guests first thing in the morning. Real-life stories, lessons from those who've been there. Let's bring this concept to life with a story that hits close to home. Meet Margaret, a vibrant 76-year-old grandmother who loves nothing more than tending to her garden and baking pies for her grandchildren. For years, Margaret followed the same morning routine. Wake up, grab a tall glass of water, and gulp it down in one swift motion. To her, it was a ritual of renewal, a symbolic gesture of washing away the remnants of the previous day and embracing the promise of a new one. But over time, Margaret began noticing subtle changes. Some mornings, she'd feel dizzy shortly after drinking her water. Other days, her stomach would churn uncomfortably, leaving her reluctant to eat breakfast. She chalked it up to aging, telling herself, it's just part of getting older. But deep down, she couldn't shake the feeling that something was off. One day, during a routine checkup, Margaret mentioned her symptoms to her doctor. After asking a few questions about her habits, the doctor suggested a simple adjustment: slow down. Instead of guzzling water, Margaret was advised to sip slowly, spreading her intake over several minutes. Skeptical but willing to try anything, Margaret gave it a shot. To her amazement, the dizziness subsided, her stomach settled, and she felt more energized than ever before. Margaret's story isn't unique. Countless seniors unknowingly overwhelm their bodies by drinking water too quickly. The good news? With a little mindfulness, this mistake is entirely preventable. Practical tips for gentle hydration. So, how can you transform your morning hydration routine into a nurturing, supportive practice? Here are some actionable steps. Start small. Instead of reaching for a full glass of water, begin with half a cup. Sip it slowly, savoring each drop as it travels down your throat. Allow your body to absorb the moisture gradually, like rain nourishing parched earth. Opt for room temperature. Cold water may feel invigorating, but it can shock your system, especially first thing in the morning. Lukewarm or room temperature water is easier on your stomach and helps maintain your core temperature. Spread it out. Aim to consume your morning water over 5 to 10 minutes. This gives your body ample time to adjust and ensures that your organs aren't overwhelmed. Pair it with movement. As you sip your water, engage in gentle stretches or deep breathing exercises. Not only does this promote circulation, but it also sets a positive tone for the rest of your day. Listen to your body. Pay attention to how you feel after drinking water. If you experience discomfort, consider adjusting the amount, temperature, or timing of your intake. The emotional connection, why this matters. At its core, drinking water is more than just a physical act. It's a form of self-love. By slowing down and approaching hydration with intention, you're sending a powerful message to yourself. I matter. My health matters. I deserve care and patience. These moments of mindfulness create ripples that extend beyond your morning routine, fostering a deeper connection with your body and enhancing your overall well-being. Think about it. How often do we rush through life, neglecting the signals our bodies send us? Drinking water slowly is a reminder to pause, breathe, and honor the intricate machinery that keeps us alive. It's a chance to celebrate the resilience of your body, to acknowledge the years it has carried you through joys and challenges alike. Final thoughts. Embrace the power of slow. In a world that glorifies speed and efficiency, there's something profoundly liberating about embracing slowness. Whether it's sipping water mindfully, savoring a warm cup of tea, or simply watching the sunrise, these moments remind us that life isn't a race. It's a journey meant to be cherished. By making small adjustments to how you hydrate in the morning, you're not just protecting your heart, kidneys, and digestive system. You're reclaiming ownership of your health, nurturing your body with the kindness it deserves, and setting the stage for a day filled with vitality and grace. Stay tuned for the next section, where we'll explore another common mistake seniors make when drinking water and how to avoid it. Until then, remember, every sip counts. Drink with purpose, and watch as your mornings transform into a symphony of balance, energy, and joy. Drinking water before checking your blood pressure meds, a hidden disruption in your routine. The comfort of routine, why we trust what feels familiar. Let's take a moment to reflect on the comforting power of routine. For many seniors, mornings unfold like clockwork, a predictable rhythm that brings stability to an ever-changing world. You wake up, stretch gently, and shuffle through the familiar motions of your day. Perhaps you reach for a glass of water before anything else, savoring the cool relief it brings to your parched throat. Then, almost as an afterthought, you grab your medications from the pill box and swallow them down with another sip of water. It feels natural, doesn't it? After all, staying hydrated is essential, and taking your meds on time is non-negotiable. But what if this seemingly harmless sequence is actually undermining your health? This was the case for James, a spry 72-year-old who prided himself on his discipline and dedication to wellness. Every morning, he followed the same ritual: wake up, drink a full glass of water, and take his blood pressure medication. He believed he was doing everything right, until one day, he wasn't. James began noticing subtle changes in his body. Some mornings, he felt unusually shaky, as though the ground beneath him had shifted slightly. His blood pressure readings became unpredictable, swinging between too high and too low without warning. Concerned but unsure of the cause, James chalked it up to the inevitable effects of aging. That is, until a visit to his pharmacist revealed a surprising truth. James's habit of drinking water before taking his medication was interfering with its effectiveness. The science behind medication absorption, timing, is everything. To understand why James's routine was problematic, let's delve into the intricate dance of medication absorption. When you swallow a pill, it embarks on a journey through your digestive system, where it must dissolve, release its active ingredients, and be absorbed into your bloodstream. This process is influenced by several factors, including the contents of your stomach, the speed of your digestion, and even the temperature and volume of liquids you consume. For certain medications, especially those prescribed for heart conditions, high blood pressure, or thyroid disorders, timing is critical. Some drugs require an empty stomach to achieve optimal absorption, while others need food to buffer their effects. Drinking a large glass of water before taking these medications can dilute their potency, sending them rushing through your system before they have a chance to work. In James's case, his blood pressure medication was being flushed out prematurely, leaving his body vulnerable to spikes and drops in pressure throughout the day. Consider this analogy. Imagine planting seeds in a garden. If you pour too much water onto the soil before the seeds settle in, they may wash away before they have a chance to take root. Similarly, when you flood your stomach with water before taking medication, you risk washing away the very thing that keeps your body balanced and stable. Real-life lessons. James's journey to stability. James's story serves as a powerful reminder that even the smallest habits can have far-reaching consequences. Once he understood the issue, he made a simple yet transformative adjustment to his routine. Instead of drinking a full glass of water first thing in the morning, James began by taking his medication with just a small sip. He then waited 30 minutes before hydrating further, allowing his body ample time to absorb the medication fully. The results were remarkable. His blood pressure stabilized, the shakiness disappeared, and he regained the sense of control that had eluded him for months. James's experience highlights an important lesson. Knowledge is empowering. By asking the right questions and making informed decisions, you can protect your health and enhance your quality of life. Whether you're managing hypertension, diabetes, or any other chronic condition, understanding how your medications interact with water and timing your intake accordingly can make all the difference. Practical tips for safe hydration around medications. If you're concerned about how your hydration habits might be affecting your medication regimen, here are some practical tips to consider. Consult your doctor or pharmacist. Don't assume you know the best way to take your medications. Ask your healthcare provider for specific guidance on whether you should drink water before, during, or after taking your pills. Use small sips initially. If your medication requires an empty stomach, limit yourself to a few sips of water when swallowing it. Wait at least 30 minutes before consuming additional fluids. Be mindful of volume. Avoid guzzling large quantities of water immediately before or after taking medications. Moderation is key to ensuring proper absorption. Keep a schedule. Establish a consistent routine that prioritizes medication timing over convenience. Consistency breeds success, especially when it comes to managing chronic conditions. Track your symptoms. Pay attention to how your body responds to different hydration practices. If you notice persistent symptoms like dizziness, fatigue, or irregular blood pressure readings, consult your doctor promptly. The emotional connection. Trusting yourself enough to ask questions. There's a quiet vulnerability in admitting that something you've done for years might not be serving you well. Asking questions about your health, especially when it involves challenging long-held beliefs, takes courage. But remember this, you deserve answers. Your body deserves care. And no question is too small when it comes to safeguarding your well-being. Think about the people who depend on you, the grandchildren who adore your stories, the friends who cherish your wisdom, the family members who rely on your strength. By taking the time to understand how your habits impact your health, you're not just protecting yourself, You're preserving the relationships and experiences that bring meaning to your life. Lying back down after drinking water, the unseen trigger for digestive discomfort. The allure of rest, why we crave those extra minutes. The allure of lingering in bed just a little longer. For many seniors, the early morning hours are a sanctuary, a quiet space where the demands of the day haven't yet intruded. After waking up and taking a few sips of water, it's tempting to lean back against the pillows, close your eyes, and allow yourself a few more moments of rest. There's nothing inherently wrong with this desire. In fact, it's a testament to the importance of listening to your body. However, for some individuals, this seemingly innocent habit can lead to discomfort that lingers far beyond the morning. Take Martha, for example. At 78 years old, Martha had always kept a glass of water by her bedside. She woke up early, took a few sips, or sometimes the whole glass, and then settled back into bed for just 5 more minutes. Her mornings were unhurried, her pace deliberate. Yet, over time, Martha began experiencing a gnawing sensation in her chest, accompanied by bloating and nausea. She adjusted her diet, popped antacids, and even consulted her doctor, but the symptoms persisted. It wasn't until her daughter gently inquired about her morning habits that the connection became clear. Lying down after drinking water was exacerbating her acid reflux. The mechanics of digestion, gravity as your ally. To grasp why lying down after drinking water can be problematic, let's explore the mechanics of digestion. As we age, the valve between the stomach and esophagus, the lower esophageal sphincter, LES, becomes weaker. Its primary role is to prevent stomach contents, including acid, from flowing back into the esophagus. However, when you lie flat shortly after drinking water, gravity ceases to assist. The liquid can press upward against the LES, causing irritation and inflammation. Even plain water, particularly on an empty stomach, can trigger mild acid reflux or worsen existing gastrointestinal issues. Imagine your stomach as a delicate ecosystem, finely tuned to process food and liquids in a specific order. When you disrupt this balance by lying down too soon, you create chaos within the system. The result? That uncomfortable tightness in your chest, the nagging cough, or the persistent feeling of fullness that refuses to subside. Real-life stories. Martha's path to relief. Once Martha understood the link between her posture and her symptoms, she made a simple yet profound change, staying upright for at least 15 to 30 minutes after drinking water. She didn't need to stand or walk around. In fact, sitting on the edge of the bed with her feet on the floor worked perfectly. This minor adjustment allowed gravity to do its job, keeping the water moving downward through her digestive tract rather than pushing it back up. Within days, Martha noticed a significant improvement. The burning sensation in her chest subsided, the bloating diminished, and her mornings felt lighter and more enjoyable. No new medications, no drastic dietary changes, just awareness and intention. Martha's story underscores a crucial point. Sometimes, the simplest solutions yield the most profound results.